Anandbat's Rockstar Recipes. The Rockstar Life. It's true that entertainers are subjected to a life defined as feast or famine. When we're first starting out, it's quite literal, and after success is hit, it rings true emotionally and physically. The ups and downs are part of the excitement of the fast-paced life, whether you're a rock star, a CEO, a parent, or a student. They are also the reasons why our physical and emotional health can be so important in order to not spiral out of control. A daily dose of the drive-thru just doesn't cut it for us, no matter how easy the option looks. The foods that we accept as part of our daily lives without question only appear to give us freedom of choice through ease of consumption. But in reality, they keep us on a short leash of health problems, body image, and self-esteem problems, and sometimes indirect economic problems. Rock stars, in pure alpha fashion, have an inability to handle authority. Although I often admire those that are comfortable being told what to do without flinching, I assure you that it's sometimes okay to bite the hand that feeds us in order to learn how to feed ourselves. We're told what food should and shouldn't be defined as, and what is and what is not good for us. We are forced to accept these notions without consulting our own thoughts, mostly in part due to our nagging feelings that our days are too busy in order to think about such things. "I don't have time to read the labels on boxes when grocery shopping," a friend once said to me. He's at least 30 pounds overweight, has self-esteem issues, anxiety, insomnia, and regularity problems, and sexual dysfunction. His pantry is full of items that which if he had read the labels he wouldn't feed to his cat. The truth is we do have choices beyond what we see directly in front of us. An unlimited amount, actually. Imagination and open-mindedness to what may initially seem unusual are the only traits required to prevent emotional and physical burnout. People are always asking me what I'm going to eat today, as if it's some sort of exciting mystery. I suppose if I compare it to the everyday meat and potatoes flavorless diet that is in front of us at every turn, then what I eat is quite wild. You'll see, however, after reading or skimming through this book, or listening to it, that my recipes and choices aren't as outrageous as they seem on the surface. I'm sure most people, when they think of Rockstar recipes, they think of the lot of us drinking Jack Daniels for breakfast and doing a couple needles full of heroin for lunch. That may be how it used to be in the industry, but life requires more flexibility than the party all night, sleep all day axiom that prevailed with our musical forefathers. Don't get me wrong, I have plenty of nights where I come home late and I'm ready to crash until 2 p.m. the next afternoon. But I've also got conference calls and publicity appearances in various different countries and time zones on the same day. Not to mention interactions with my fans and friends on social networking platforms, as well as in-person meet and greets. Let's face it, our forefathers didn't have a flat technology-connected world propelling their careers. They physically went from city to city, country to country to meet fans and promote their endeavors, and that's it. Although David Lee Roth is filled with some great advice, part of me thinks he would have spiraled into a Bret Michaels-style stroke and sleep deprivation psychosis in a matter of months if he were to be active in today's demanding lifestyle. I know. I've lived the stereotypical rocker life too. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, when we were just starting out as a band, a common breakfast for me would be a lot of smoke, 12 beers, and a fistful of Xenadrine. If it was a video shoot day, we would wrap up by nightfall and would party until we passed out, with me usually being the last one up, awake, and still going. Our food choices were ridiculous. Oh man, when Ryba and I were roommates and were writing and recording initial On and Click and A&A tracks, we were also college students at UIC, the University of Illinois at Chicago. I irresponsibly consumed a pound of ground beef every day, and my only vegetable was probably whatever was on a pizza. If it weren't for Zantac prescriptions and some great David Lee Roth advice that would allow you to keep your immune system up even when sleeping on a bus, I'd be dead by now. And keep in mind that I'm neglecting to mention much of the body-taxing partying details on top of it all. I remember a period where every night for an entire summer, during times when I wasn't out until dawn after my quote-unquote day job of playing bar mitzvahs and weddings, I'd go to bed early and wait for my roommate to come home from his day job of loading trucks at UPS until 3 a.m. He'd wake me up, we'd slam, or inhale, a bunch of stimulants. I'd pop a tab of something that even Jim Morrison would think twice about, and we'd head to North Avenue Beach and smoke a pack of cigarettes while sitting on a bench and laughing at sunrise joggers. We did this every night. These are happy memories, mind you, because we had a lot of fun. However, we also faced angry landlords and neighbors and very angry teachers and department heads. I also was put on prescription antacids, vomited on stage, had a hell of a time quitting smoking, had fluctuating weight issues, and the whole myriad of problems that most every rocker knows too well. Needless to say, I rarely made it to class. How I graduated with honors and made it all the way through graduate school is a bit of a sign of the times. Life followed predictable schedules back then. Even though my responsibilities consisted of touring, professoring classes at different schools throughout the day when in town, attending my own classes, and then rehearsals and gigs at night, there was somehow still time to attempt to recoup from the damage done in order to get by. At least, physically. Forward to today. I may talk to U.S. press at 8 a.m., USA time, but talk to Thai press at 2 a.m., USA time later that night. If I were a fat, wheezing, brain-dead idiot, there's no way I'd be able to handle those interviews and balance my dating and social life. At one point, while climbing the ladder, I took a good look around at the burnt-out, sad shape my former idols and musical forefathers were in. They were a mess, affectively, bodily, and maturity-wise. So many great celebrities were unable to handle their own, albeit fortunate, lives. I had to get control over mine. An important condition that grabs every rocker is adrenaline fatigue. Even if you're trying not to drink coffee and Red Bulls, the lifestyle of the career itself is that of a high-impact, exciting ride for a while, and then nothing for a bit. Adrenaline tolerance and burnout is inevitable, and one has to learn to roll with the situation not just emotionally but physically as well. Food and drink choices help immensely in helping regulate the natural and extreme ups and downs that life throws at you. So without further delay, let's dive into it. Part of me is writing this book in the hopes that my friends will read it and stop asking me insane questions as if I'm from another planet. And another part of me truly believes that it is important that I share what I've learned and discovered. I understand that questions and opinions will exist, and I urge everyone to feel free to ask me anything and or post comments on my Facebook page, facebook.com/ANANDBHATTROCK. I'll try to read and answer as many as I can. This is The Celebrity Diet.